Andre Galvao, founder, owner, head coach of Atos Jiu-Jitsu, also a multiple-time ADCC champion, all right? Multiple-time ADCC super fight champion. If you don't know what that means if you win ADCC, right, the previous year, you get to, at heavyweight, I believe, you get to compete the following year in a super fight. Okay, so that's what Andre Galvao has been doing for a long time now. He's an ADCC reigning champion, but on top of that, you know, all the super fights he's been in, I think the only person he's lost to is Gordon Ryan. So, with all that being said, Andre Galvao has been accused of grooming or sexual misconduct of one of his students. Her name, Alexa Herse. 18-year-old Alexa Herse. Based off of my research, she's 18 years old, but she's been with him since she was a minor. She says that over the last 6 months, there has been some sexual advances, some sexual misconduct that's taken place in the presence, not in the presence, that's taken place courtesy of Andre Galvao. All right, so this has been a rumor that's been circulating for like 3 days now, apparently. Today's the first day I'm hearing about it. But this rumor's been circulating for about 3 days. Actually, it was circulating so much that Andre Galvao was pressed to issue his first statement. He issued the statement before Alexa. He tried to get ahead of this shit. Okay, so we got an Andre Galvao statement to read. We got Alexa's statement we're going to read first. But yeah, long story short, this girl's been with Andre since she was a minor. And I guess one of the other biggest fucking details about this, Alexa informed Andre Galvao's wife. She informed Andre Galvao's wife, and Andre Galvao's wife was complicit in the whole thing. She let it continue to happen. She told the girl to basically, you know, just concede to the whole matter. Don't say anything, even if it's wrong. Don't say anything. Essentially, that's the advice that she gave this little girl. How disgraceful, how disgusting. Now, I will say, innocent until proven guilty in the United States court of law. All right, these are just allegations. And to also be clear, all right, we're using the word sexual misconduct. We're using the word grooming. We're not using the word sexual assault, okay? Because quite frankly, I don't know how fitting that phrase is, considering that he was just making advances inside the gym. You'll hear about it in a second. I'm about to read it to you guys. Andre Galvao issued the first statement. He moved the first chess piece. Alexa Herse forced to respond and drop her own fucking statement. Here it goes. 18-year-old woman who trains at Atos BJJ has this to say about the head coach, Andre Galvao. Also, IBJJF world champion, ADCC world champion. He won all the accolades. The GOAT of BJJ is arguably Andre Galvao. I want you guys to know that before I read this off to you. Okay. Moving forward, I am no longer associated with Atos Jiu-Jitsu. This is something I never imagined I would have to say, as I have spent most of my childhood and teenage years dedicated to this team. But now, unfortunately, I have no choice but to step away and speak out. So she's no longer a part of Team Atos. Within the past 6 months, I was made very uncomfortable on many occasions by Andre Galvao. He touched me inappropriately during training sessions. He repeatedly commented on my body and my appearance during training. He repeatedly commented on my body and my appearance. During training sessions, he would take me away from the training partner I chose for myself, send my partner to train with someone else, and he would make me train with him. He made sexual moaning noises in my ear while he was on top of me. And in another instance, when his head was very close to my head, he licked my ear. Absolutely foul if true. Absolutely foul if true. He made sexual moaning sounds in my ear while he was on top of me, and in another instance, when his head was very close to my head, he licked my ear. Disgusting. I reached out to Angelica Galvao, his wife, someone I have always looked up to as a second mother and who has known me and mentored me since I was a kid. Not only did she do nothing about it, she told me not to say anything and told me that if it's wrong, you have to at least act like it's right. I'm going to repeat that. Not only did she do nothing about it, she told me not to say anything and told me that, quote, if it's wrong, you have to at least act like it's right, end quote. And, quote, don't bite the hand that feeds you, end quote. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. If it's wrong, you have to at least act like it's right. What the fuck kind of advice is that? She chose to ignore me, silence me, and protect her husband. But would you still feel this way if it was your daughter? Now she has chosen to discredit me and attempt to cover this up, which in my opinion makes her just as responsible. I grew up training at Atos, and it was Andre Galvao who promoted me to gray belt as a child. I'm beyond heartbroken. I once looked up to him, not only as my professor, but as a hero and a father figure. And to know that he would do this not only to me, but to multiple other people is beyond devastating. So she's saying not only has he done this to her, he's done this to other students as well. I never wanted this. I have nothing to gain by making this public. I'm choosing to leave behind all my friends and my family. This is my truth, and I know for a fact that I am not the only victim of this. To the other girls, I hope this gives you the courage to come out. As much as it hurts, I'm doing my part in making this sport a safer place. I refuse to carry shame that doesn't belong to me. Silence only protects abusers, and I refuse to be silent anymore. I have filed a report with local law enforcement. Boom. Boom. Because that is partially the nail in the coffin. These people who come out with allegations, if you don't file a report with local law enforcement, the allegations mean nothing, in my opinion. Okay? Without a police report, allegations don't mean much. Now, I am aware of the fact that at times, there's not enough proof to come forward with allegations. So I know it's a gray area. I do know it's a gray area. I figure I would just preface it with that. Now let's take a look at this young lady. Okay, 18-year-old girl. She just won the European IBJJFs last week. Okay, she's been training at Atos forever. I'm showing you the pictures just to, let your imagination run wild as far as whether or not Andre's attracted to this young girl or not. She's 18. You know what I mean? She's 18. So that's enough of that. You guys have seen her. She's 18. Now let's read the statement that Andre issued, right? Before she even issued her statement today, Andre issued his statement. Here's what it said. This is February 1st, 2026. Oh, so it was posted a day ago. So Andre posted this yesterday. She posted it today, just to be clear about it. Okay, so Andre addressed it first. He made the first move on the chessboard. This is what he had to say in response to the allegations before anything was spoken publicly. Over the past few days, false rumors have circulated online alleging inappropriate conduct with female students. These claims are untrue, and we are taking the proper legal steps to protect the integrity of Atos. I have dedicated my life to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and to building academies where people can train safely, confidently, and with dignity. I'm proud of our culture, respect, discipline, and professionalism on and off the mats. Our mat space is surrounded by staff, students, cameras, and we have always worked to maintain a safe, respectful, and transparent training environment. I will not engage in social media disputes. However, I will take the necessary measures to protect our community and my family's name, and I assure you that soon everything will come to light, especially the facts on why a few staff members left due to recent administrative and financial changes. That this all started by someone who recently left Atos before this whole thing happened, and this person isn't even stated in the rumors, but obviously has a personal vendetta due to financial cuts and administrative decisions, which aches our hearts to see such devious ways by someone who has been benefited so much through the years and who should have at least the minimum amount of gratitude and respect for the team. If you are a current student or parent and you have any concern or a question, I encourage you to reach out directly. We will take any genuine concern seriously and address it through the proper channels, not through vague accusations on social media. To everyone that has supported our academy and our team, thank you. We will continue focusing on what matters, providing world-class instruction in a respectful environment, and keeping our academy a place where all students can grow. In the end, I have faith that the truth will prevail. I stand alongside my family, Sarah and Angelica, through all tribulations. God bless you all, Andre Galvao. So, the most telling part of Andre's statement is this middle part where he basically said, our mat space is surrounded by staff, students, cameras, and we have always worked to maintain a safe, respectful, and transparent training environment. I will not engage in social media disputes. However, I will take the necessary measures to protect our community and my family's name. And I assure you that soon everything will come to light, especially the facts on why a few staff members left due to recent administrative and financial changes. What does that mean? What does that mean? It's almost like he's insinuating this girl, Alexa, you know, has a vendetta against him because he laid her off. She's only 18. Was she really working there? Why the fuck would you lay off an 18-year-old who's working there? That doesn't even make any sense. The following paragraph, I'm rereading it, but it says, this all started by someone who recently left Atos. Alexa recently left Atos before this whole thing happened, and this person isn't even stated in the rumors, but obviously has a personal vendetta due to financial cuts and administrative decisions. Financial cuts insinuates that she was an employee and he laid her off, does it not? He doesn't directly name her, but I'm gonna assume that he's talking about her. Which aches our hearts to see such devious ways by someone who has benefited so much through the years and who should have at least the minimum amount of gratitude and respect for the team. Sounds like the advice that Galvao's wife gave her as well. You know, just, suck it up for the team. Some bullshit. So that's the allegations right there. There's nothing more to the story as of now. These are the allegations. Official statement first made by Galvao, followed by Alexa's statement herself. Alexa just competed a week ago at the European IBJJFs. He's trying to discredit her credibility by being like, oh no, this is just because it's fueled by money. I think, Jesse, you hit the nail on the head. I think you hit the nail on the head saying using the pay cuts as a deflection for the allegations. No, I think you're right. He's minimizing it by saying like, no. She just got she was a part of the pay cuts. So now she's bitter and now she's got a vendetta against me. That's exactly what he said, right? That's exactly what he said. He's trying to discredit her fucking credibility instead of just flat out saying, no, I didn't do that. And wherever she wants to take it, I'm fine with it. I didn't do that. I got camera footage. I can pull it all up. Tell her to drop the date that happened, and I'll pull up the camera footage of us rolling together, and you tell me whether or not it looks fishy. That's what I would do. I wouldn't try to discredit her credibility by saying that like these allegations are money motivated, right? Because I made pay cuts in my gym. I would say, oh, that's what you have to say about me? Perfect. Drop the timestamp so I can pull it up on the fucking gym cameras. I ain't scary, right? That's what I would do. That's exactly what I would do. Andre, he doing a different thing. He taking a different approach. He taking the, I'm going to destroy her credibility approach and say it's just because I made pay cuts and she's bitter about it and she got a vendetta against me. I don't know.